Hi, I'm Matt Hatton, one of the founding partners at Transformer Insights, and we are here at the IoT and M2M Council booth at CES 2025. I am joined by Erik Brenneis, who is the CEO of Vodafone IoT. Hello, welcome Erik.
Hi, Matt.
It's a pleasure to see you here.
Thank you.
It's an exciting start to the new year, coming here to CES. I want to ask you about IoT connectivity. Every year we at Transformer Insights publish a report looking at who are the best providers of IoT connectivity, and every year Vodafone comes out as the number one provider. So what do you see as being the key issues for how you roll out global IoT connectivity?
Thanks, Matt, and really great to meet you. You're right, it's a great start to the year. Being here in Las Vegas and seeing how much is going on and how big the IoT momentum is. Regarding your question, what's really important for IoT, we always try to focus on the really key points which are most important for customers. And with regards to IoT connectivity, this is access to networks, it is platform, and it is the operations of the service. Let's start with the networks. For customers, it may sound logical, obviously, that the access to networks is the most important thing, but this is actually quite hard in the world, because there are countries like the European Union where roaming works perfectly between countries, but there are also regions in the world, Brazil, China, other areas where roaming is hard or cannot happen. You need a local SIM solution there, and being able to address every country in the world with a cost-effective network, which also provides the right quality, is actually very hard to do. And we have actually focused on this for the last 15 years since we started building our business, and this is basically an ongoing thing. So that's super important, access to the right networks globally. Second one is the platform, and for customers need to be able to integrate the platform into their own processes through the right APIs. They need a good graphical user interface. The functionality of the platform needs to be such that the customer can manage all their SIMs, but that they can also manage their operational processes. I think we'll get to that in a little bit more detail later, how important it is to have this managed. And of course, the feature set of the platform needs to support the whole breadth of the IoT connectivity, from narrowband IoT for sensors all the way to 5G standalone, 2G, 3G, 4G, LTE-M, and so on. And that's also what we have built in. And then what's super important for the customers, because many of them have millions of devices out there, is the operation. It starts with the logistics. The SIM cards need to go wherever the customer needs them, so you need to have a global, efficient logistics, and you need to have the right technical support for the customer when the customer builds their system, but also the right operational support when the customer operates their system, so that the customer can always be sure in every moment that their connections are confidently connected.
Okay, sounds nice and easy. Is that the case? I guess it's not nice and easy, but you've had 15 years to work through the challenges associated with all of those different aspects of connectivity.
I think the challenge is actually to make it look easy for a customer and to basically enable a customer to easily connect their devices, and we manage all the complexity in the background. I mean, we have relationships with more than 300 network providers around the world, in order to manage all the networks. Our platform is a platform with several millions of lines of code, which we have built over the last 15 years and constantly modernized, and so on. But from a customer point of view, we want to make it simple. They get their SIM cards wherever they need them. We connect them, simple APIs that they can manage their connections, and that's what we always try to do.
Good stuff. And we see constant growth in this space. The numbers of connections are accelerating. But what do you see as being the key drivers of enterprises adopting managed IoT connectivity?
I think as the name Managed IoT Connectivity says, the term managed is the decisive one.
Yeah.
When IoT, well actually the name IoT has existed for a little more than 10, 12 years. Before it was called M2M, and in the early phases, people actually took consumer SIM cards and put them into devices, to get some connectivity, but that was unmanaged. You get a lot of issues with that. Number one, there are security issues. Anybody can call this number. This is not possible with an IoT SIM. You need to properly authenticate in order to address an IoT SIM. So security is part of the management, and that is absolutely essential for any IoT connection today, because also many of the IoT connections are in the energy field and are critical national infrastructure. Second thing is, the managed connectivity enables a customer who has millions of devices out there to manage their customer experience. If a connection doesn't work and the customer doesn't notice it, their customers, notice a problem, but they themselves don't even know about that. So it's absolutely essential for a car manufacturer that they understand, okay, what's the status of my connection to the car in every given moment in time. And also, I give you an example from a utility. It is essential for utilities to understand when they can't reach a meter, or when they can't get a meter reading, for example. Is that because there's an intermittent communication problem? Then they do not need to send somebody there to fix the meter? Or is the problem actually not in the communication, but is it a meter problem? Then they need to send an engineer there.
Yes.
So actually it's not even optional nowadays anymore. Any customer with more than a few connections will need managed connectivity for these reasons.
And so you need to avoid a kind of a swivel chairing. I don't know what's causing my problems. Is it the connectivity? Is it the device? Is it something else? You need to have something that solves all of those things. Excellent. Erik, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt.